Welcome to a special Easter edition of the Weekly Wrap as we start over 5,500 kilometres away from home in Malaysia at the 2025 Borneo Sevens. Briars sent men's and women's sides over for the event, dubbed as the greenest sevens in the world, with subbies taking the Easter week off. Our men's team won 2 out of 3 of their Pool B games, 22-5 over Thailand's All for One.
Just on the line, there on the wing.
And great take too. Wow. Swan dive.
Nice steal there.
And 17-7 against the Singapore development side.
The speed goes on, clicks the indicator, and they take away 5 points. They find a runner, and he was just good enough in the end to do it. Not too sure, but they get on and go. They say in the old money, there's no substitute for pace.
Losing only to the eventual champions, the Shaheen Sevens team from the United Arab Emirates, briefly leading in the final pool game, but going down 31 points to 12.
Here they go. Right, can they find anybody outside Vola again? Oh, he's done him. Does Ali have the gas to get him back? No, he doesn't.
They handily won their Cup quarter-final against Malaysian University by a score of 29 points to 5.
It's all happening in the centre field. Bounces harmlessly and eventually for the wrong step to come out of the Malaysian University side, and they got it all right. Now, he might go all the way on his own. He was probably better off having a look outside if he could have. That's well played in the end, using all the tricks. They got themselves into a wee bit of trouble here, and sure enough, well, fool around and find out.
Before going down to the host, the Borneo Eagles, by a margin of 8 points in the semi, putting us in the third place playoff.
We'll see. Ardita. Kaya Ardita. Now he starts them up. Now he winds it up. Now he finds a man on the outside, but he's beautifully covered by the Eagles. They get one through. It's a try.
They kept Uzbekistan scoreless with a 22 points to 0 win.
Inuku dances his way back on the inside. The backhander for the halfback. It's a kick and chase. Hamilton for Briars Rugby. I'll tell you what, he's fast enough.
Claiming the bronze medal for a second straight event.
Very, very pleased with the way this has panned out. They're putting out here at the moment. Lost forward. Picked up by Briars. Round the corner they go. Off goes Stell.
In the women's division, Briars started with a narrow 3-point loss in their first Pool C game.
Now to find some pace. Got the pace.
Run down 17-14 after leading the Singapore development team at half-time.
Right from the pick and go.
A first half try against the Borneo Flyers was their only score of the final Pool C game, the 20-5 loss sending them into the bowl bracket. Despite an inauspicious start in the bowl playoff,
receiving, and this bowl playoff on the women's drawing straight away, all the way for the line.
Conceding a try off the opening kickoff and facing a 10-0 deficit at half-time.
Good attack for the corner.
Our girls bounce back to win 17-10 against DKI Jakarta.
Into the gap, and that's a great break. Manages to get it down in time. In the end, desperate defence from the Indonesians, but it wasn't enough.
The last-minute try booking their place in the bowl final.
Jakarta down to 6, and now Briars break through.
Taking on the Eagles RFC select team from the Philippines, they kept them scoreless in the final, running out to a 19-0 lead at half-time before registering a final score of 36-0.
Can she catch us? She's caught right 5 meters from the end. And again, good tackle.
And it is.
And there you go.
She was just. She knows that the ball was going to be passed at her. She probably that split second took the eyes out of the ball. Knock on, and no one at the back, no one at the home for the Eagles.
And claiming the bowl championship for a second consecutive event.
Like I said, trying to keep the score down, and that's what they needed to do. It's too late now.
Another successful overseas trip for Briars, triumphant in Borneo and flying our flag on the world stage once more. Back at home, our women's first 15 hosted their first ever home game on Saturday,
leads out of Briar's women's first 15.
welcoming the Western Sydney Two Blues to Rothwell Park. The Borneo trip saw 6 players missing from the starting lineup, with the Two Blues only having minor reshuffles from their prior loss against Manly. Briars had to endure constant pressure from the visitors early on before Two Blues sent a warning shot across the bow and opened the scoring.
Shanice Talatina is going to open the scoring.
Neither a yellow card for a dangerous tackle
Goodacre has just taken a massive high shot.
nor a bizarre head count and penalty
Hang on a second, this is a penalty and this is a problem here.
was enough to stop the visitors securing their bonus point right on half-time.
Show and go again, great little dummy there from Taitana Patia Ochung, and she will go through.
The visitors continued the onslaught in the second half against a depleted Briars.
Two Blues coming off the back of the scrum. Futialo in the 12. Eventually gives it out to the fullback. And now out to the wing. Collier for the line.
Running out to a 49-0 lead heading into the final few minutes.
Futialo goes once more, looking for a hat trick. Still untouched, basically. Goodacre makes a tackle in cover, pops it inside to Juliana Collier, hands it outside.
Many say last try wins, and the Easter Bunny eventually delivered a gift right as time expired.
Again, we've hit red time, 35-minute half. Scarlett Heather looking for the touchline, hasn't found it. She's chasing her kick though. They're going to have to get a skedaddle on here at the back if there's no ruck established. I'm not sure. Briar's with it. Inside, June Orr, I think that is. And indeed in women's first 15 history at this club. Rainima wraps around the back of her own player. Put that whistle away, referee Ruben. We want to see some history. Over the top, for the line! Try time, Briars!
Two Blues came away with the Easter chocolates, but Mackenzie Vaha goes down in the history books as the club's first ever try scorer and point scorer. The Briars women's side sending the 1918 at Rothwell home happy, despite the 49-5 loss. Subbies returns this Saturday as Briars hosts our first home game of the season, welcoming the club championship and Cowboy Cup leaders, UNSW, to Rothwell Park in round 2. And with many players returning from Borneo this week, Briar's women's side will head down the Hume this Saturday to visit the Campbelltown Harlequins at the showgrounds for round 3 of the Chikarovski Cup. With Anzac Day coming up on Friday, we also acknowledge all those who have served our country and remember the 16 members of the Briars Sporting Club who made the supreme sacrifice during World War II. That's it for your Easter Weekly Wrap. We'll see you all around the grounds this Saturday, but until next week for Briars Rugby, I'm Anthony Deep, and that's a wrap.